Hi, my name's Jess. I'm 29. Right now I live over in San Diego, California, in Ocean Beach. And my most fun and memorable learning experience actually occurred in fourth grade as part of a history unit. Back then I had this brilliant, creative, crazy teacher. Her name was Vicki Eberly, and she was just so enthusiastic about learning that it was contagious. She had a great sense of humor. She was very smart and always knew the right questions to ask to get us to think for ourselves and keep us engaged in the lesson. Her classroom was amazing. She had all kinds of materials for us to use, lots of books, every National Geographic ever printed. Her big thing, she was very into science. She had all kinds of pets. She had frogs and snakes and beetles, all kinds of creatures living in there. But the best part about her classes was the fact that we never, read a textbook and then did a study guide and took a quiz about it. Everything that she did in there was project based and hands on. So we would read about something and then watch a video about it and then have a discussion and then create something to show her what we had learned. So in her cupboard she had all these materials that we could use. We could create something out of clay or write a song or draw a picture, make a cartoon, write a journal entry. There were all different ways that she would let us show what we'd learned from her lessons. My favorite unit, though, that she did was actually called Man, War, and Music, which is kind of a heavy topic for fourth grade students. War is such a big concept, and there are so many different components that have to do with history that it's very hard for someone who's only in fourth grade to really understand the differences between all these time periods. But she made it very easy for us to do. What she did is she took history and broke it down into the different decades, the eras, and we would learn about, the events that occurred during that time period, and then she would teach us songs from that time period to give us something to tie it to, something to relate the events to. So, for example, we learned about World War I, and we learned how to sing Over There, and we listened to Duke Ellington and Benny Goodman, like the whole swing era type stuff. And then during World War II, we listened to the Andrews Sisters, Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy and Glenn Miller and, like the big band sound. And then we got to the Civil Rights Movement, and we sang Abraham, Martin, and John when we learned about, the assassination of Martin Luther King and JFK and all that stuff. And then we sang protest songs as a part of that unit. We Shall Overcome. And the first time I ever heard Bob Dylan was in her class. We sang Blowin' in the Wind. So she just made it very engaging for us. The whole class participated. She took something that was so complex and made it relevant. I mean, instead of memorizing all these facts, we memorized these songs so that we had something to tie the concepts to, something that we enjoy doing. I mean, I loved going to her class. I always was so excited because I knew at the end of the day we'd be listening to all these old songs and learning them. So the coolest part, I think, though, about that unit was that at the end she did this culminating activity. She broke us down into groups, and it kind of was motivational. What she did is she let us choose our partners and she let us choose our time period to work with. So the element of choice really helped us feel like we were in control of our learning, that we got to decide, oh, we want to do this, and oh, you want to do that too, let's do that. The assignment actually was to write a news broadcast about events that occurred during the time period, and then to give each other roles and write stories and create props for this news show. And the coolest thing is she actually took us on a field trip to the broadcast station, to the TV station, and we got to actually film our news broadcast that we'd written. So it was a cooperative project. We had to cooperate in our group, but it was also a little bit competitive because we knew that everybody else in our class was working on a different time period, and at the end we'd all get to see each other's shows And that was really motivating, that we wanted to make it the best that we could because we knew everybody was going to see it. So, just the fact that everything that we did for this class was hands-on. We got to write the broadcasts and create all these props out of, old toilet paper and paper towel rolls and, aluminum foil. I mean, we just made all these different things, and, it was our own show. We were in charge of it. So it was a very unique learning experience that I will never forget. And I think not only did she teach us about history, she also taught us how important it is to look at different aspects of our culture and see that they're all connected, and that history is not compartmentalized. It's not memorizing all these facts and knowing what president was president during these years. It was more the whole experience of being in that culture and seeing it from a musical point of view, which made it really fun. So that's my most fond memory of elementary school, and that's all I have to share about that.